In a quiet little town lived an elderly woman named Martha. Her days were filled with simple joys, but her greatest joy of all was a fluffy, yellow-furred cat named Leo. One bright Saturday morning, Martha decided to visit the bustling local market. The air was filled with the scent of fresh bread and blooming flowers. Of course, Leo had to come along. He loved riding in Martha's wicker basket, his curious yellow eyes peeking over the edge, taking in all the sights and sounds. The market was a whirlwind of activity vendors calling out, children laughing, and the vibrant colors of fresh produce everywhere. Martha stopped at a fruit stall, carefully picking out the juiciest apples. She was so engrossed in conversation with the friendly farmer that she didn't notice the basket tilt ever so slightly. In that brief moment, an adventurous Leo, lured by the smell of grilled fish from a nearby stall, silently hopped out. He padded quietly through the forest of legs, his little nose twitching with excitement, completely unaware that he was wandering further and further away from Martha. When Martha turned back to her basket, she found it empty. A wave of panic washed over her. "Leo," she called out, her voice trembling. "Leo, where are you?" She searched everywhere, her heart pounding with each passing second. She walked up and down the aisles, her calls growing more desperate. The cheerful market suddenly felt vast and lonely. The vendors tried to help, but no one had seen a little yellow cat. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the empty stalls, a heartbroken Martha had to accept that Leo was gone. She walked home slowly, the now painfully light basket swinging from her arm. The house felt eerily silent and empty without Leo's playful presence. The spot by the fireplace where he always slept seemed cold. That night, Martha barely slept, her ears straining for a familiar meow that never came. Meanwhile, Leo's adventure had turned into a scary ordeal. The market had closed, the friendly crowds replaced by the deepening twilight. He was lost and alone. But Leo was a clever cat. He remembered the scent of the cherry blossoms that lined the street to his home. Following his nose and his heart, he began the long journey back. He navigated unfamiliar gardens and dodged passing cars, driven by a single thought: getting back to Martha. Back in her quiet house, Martha was sipping her morning tea, her heart heavy with grief. Suddenly, she heard a faint sound from the front door. Scratch! 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 It was soft at first, then more insistent. She thought she was imagining it, but then she heard it again, followed by a faint, desperate meow. Her heart leaped into her throat. Could it be? She rushed to the door and flung it open. There, on her doorstep, sat a tired, slightly scruffy, but very much alive Leo. He looked up at her with his big, yellow eyes and let out the happiest meow she had ever heard. Tears of joy streamed down Martha's face as she scooped him into her arms. "Oh, Leo! You came back! You came back to me!" she sobbed, burying her face in his soft fur. Leo purred louder than he ever had before, rubbing his head against her cheek, as if to say, "I'm home. I'll always find my way back to you." From that day on, their bond was stronger than ever. The quiet little house was once again filled with warmth and purrs, a testament to a love that could find its way home, no matter how far. Thank you so much for watching this heartwarming story. If it touched your heart, please give it a like and subscribe for more stories that celebrate the incredible bond between humans and their furry friends. We'll see you next time.